You've been taught to speak clearly, to stand straight, to choose your words wisely, to make eye contact, to dress well, to smile, to be polite. You've been told that if you follow these rules, people will respect you. If you sound confident, if you look clean, if you move with purpose, they'll trust you. But what if I told you that none of that matters if your energy doesn't match? What if I told you that people don't listen to your words? They listen to your frequency. You walk into a room and you say nothing, but they already know. They feel it. The tension in your shoulders, the hesitation in your breath, the way you look but not really, the way you take up space or shrink from it, the way your body speaks what your mouth tries to hide. And in that moment, before you open your lips, they've already decided who you are, not based on what you say, but based on what you emit. This is what it means to say, you can't fake energy. Because presence is not performance. You can rehearse your speech. You can memorize confident body language. You can study the psychology of charisma. But if your internal world is full of self-doubt, resentment, guilt, shame, tension, it will bleed through. People may not know why, but they'll feel something's off. Because humans don't just hear language. We feel coherence, or the lack of it. This is not just spiritual talk. This is nervous system reality. This is Carl Jung's domain, where the unconscious speaks louder than the conscious. Jung taught us that until we integrate our unconscious material, we will be haunted by it. That everything you avoid feeling, expressing, owning will show up in your behavior anyway. Not in what you do, but in how you do it. Not in what you say, but in what you radiate. Let's go deeper. The nervous system is always communicating with others and with yourself. When you are grounded, calm, fully present, not leaking energy, not chasing approval, not trying to be liked, your body sends signals of safety, strength, and magnetism. Others feel it and respond. When you're in survival mode, or guilt, or dissociation, or shame, your body sends threat signals, and others withdraw. Even if you smile, even if you perform confidence, their unconscious knows what yours is hiding. This is the silent language of energy. You've felt it before. You've met people who speak little but carry a weight. They walk into a room and something shifts. They don't need to dominate. They don't need to be loud. They don't even need attention. But attention flows to them. Why? Because their energy is rooted. They are in their body. They are at peace with themselves. They are not trying, they are being. And we are drawn to that, like fire in a dark room. Now let's flip it. You've also met people who say all the right things, who smile, who perform confidence, and something feels off. You don't trust them fully. You sense a disconnect. That's because energy doesn't lie. The more disconnected someone is from their real self, the more their energy becomes confusing. And the body knows confusion is danger. So you retreat, you ignore, you don't feel safe. This happens everywhere, in dating, in business, in friendship, in leadership. This is why you can't fake energy. And yet, that's what most people try to do. We learn techniques for confidence tricks, to appear dominant strategies to be more charismatic. And some of them work briefly, but they are borrowed. They are layered on top of a nervous system that's still wounded, afraid, dysregulated. And no matter how polished the exterior, the interior bleeds through. So, what's the solution? How do you cultivate a presence that doesn't need to perform? You begin by stopping the leakage. Because presence is not something you add, it's what remains when you stop giving your energy away to things that don't deserve it. When you stop scrolling your fire away. When you stop releasing your magnetism through compulsive habits. When you stop abandoning yourself for quick approval. When you stop betraying your integrity just to fit in. when you stop looking for validation outside and begin sourcing safety within. Jung's process of individuation is exactly this: the reclaiming of all parts of yourself, the shadow, the instinct, the anima, the wounded child, and bringing them home, so that nothing is left in the unconscious to act out behind your back, so that your energy becomes clear, coherent, honest, integrated, and integration feels powerful, not because you're better, but because you're real. Let me give you an example. A man walks into a meeting room. He doesn't rush. He doesn't posture. He speaks when needed, and when he does, he looks you in the eye. He doesn't avoid silence. He doesn't over-explain. He listens fully. He pauses before reacting. He breathes deeply. He's not performative. He's present. You don't know his job title, but you know he's someone who leads because his nervous system tells you he doesn't fear conflict. He doesn't fear himself. This is the product of energetic mastery, not from books, not from coaching, but from practice, from holding tension, from breathing instead of reacting, from noticing your triggers and not outsourcing your discomfort, from being able to sit with the storm and not flinch. And yes, it is a practice, a daily one. So here's what you can start doing. Every morning before you speak to anyone, check your nervous system. Close your eyes. Inhale slowly. Hold. Exhale even slower. Ask yourself, am I grounded? If the answer is no, sit longer. Don't rush into the world with scrambled energy. It multiplies. Next, throughout the day, pause every 2 hours. Ask yourself, where is my attention? Is it scattered? Am I leaking? Reclaim it. Take 3 conscious breaths. Recenter. Every time you do, you strengthen your energetic spine. In conversations, practice stillness. Don't interrupt. Don't fidget. Don't race to fill silence. Let the weight of your presence speak for you. Notice how people lean in when you slow down. Notice how their nervous systems begin to mirror yours, because calm is contagious. So is chaos. And perhaps most importantly, when you feel the urge to perform, to impress, to prove, pause. Ask, what part of me is asking for love right now? Then love that part, internally, silently. This is how you stop outsourcing your worth, and that more than anything is what gives you the kind of energy no one can fake. You don't need to say more. You need to leak less. You don't need to impress. You need to integrate. You don't need louder words. You need clearer energy. So, what will people feel when they meet you next time? Will they feel the performance or the presence? Will they feel the hunger or the fullness? Will they sense the tension or the trust? You decide, because energy can't be faked. It can only be owned. What's one moment today when you noticed yourself trying to perform, impress, or prove something? And what would it have looked like if you had simply embodied presence instead? Drop your reflection in the comments. Real awareness starts in subtle moments. And I'll see you in video 8. But don't come louder, come deeper.